Let me get my timer going. Okay, I'm Danny Kruge. I'm going to tell you how not to build a data platform. And yeah, you can learn from my boo-boos. Who am I? As I said, Danny Kruge. I actually am the organizer of Azure Heroes, who are based in the Netherlands. I work for Schuberg Philis. I'm a mission-critical engineer. I was originally a SQL DBA. So I know Redgate over there, I was talking to you yesterday. We had a lot of good conversations. But that's not for now, sorry. I have a severe ADHD, so I'll go all over the place. I'm looking at squirrels and stuff like that, and I'll be over there. But I'll try and keep it on track with my slides. I also run the Azure user group in NL. I have 2 kids, and I live in Laren. I don't have a huge mansion. I live in a celebrity's shed. But still, it's a nice place. That's enough about me. We're going to go over the contents. I'm not going to read the contents, because we're going to go through it. So I don't think I need to waste time going through that. But what's not on the contents is this. What tools are out there in the data domain? So before I start saying, how you should be, well, what not to do, and then what you can do, or what lessons I learned, there's quite a few tools out there you can already choose. You could already have Databricks, as an example, or Snowflake. And, oh yeah, that one as well. Good old Microsoft Fabric. So there's a few out there. And if you, you like it, eh? Yeah, that's Power BI and Synapse trying to figure out what the Fabric is. Yeah. Anywho, I like to keep my slides quite minimalistic, but I like to throw a ginormous slide out there just to be me. So is that really all the data tools currently? No. There's a whole variety of choice. There's a lot. So if you really want to be a full-round data engineer, yeah, good luck. So I'm an expert in SQL. I say I'm an expert. I think I am, but for SQL Server. But let me get off, because there's too much going on. But if you wanted to try and tackle all those components, you're not going to be able to. So we had a customer, and they were already using Azure, and we had a use case running for them. I'm setting the scene, if you didn't realize. And that went really well. We had them running a report. They had 200 gig of data flying, 60 gig of data, 200 million rows. There was a legacy system it was coming from, so yes, you could do incrementals, you could do deltas, but no, the source system was old. So it was a bit of a wipe the data, load it in. But that went well. So like, oh, can you build a data platform? We went, yeah, of course. And they were like, yeah, okay, well, our plan is to move the entire data warehouse. So they had only 2 SQL instances, but like 60 databases, maybe 6 terabytes of data. It's not huge, but it was pretty cool, and they wanted to move all of that into Azure and have a data platform running there. So we had the idea, so we thought, okay, yeah, let's give this a go. And what did we want to do? Well, it was Schuberg. We wanted to make it big and strong and bulletproof. That's how apparently Schubergers talk. I don't know why I just did that, but it happened. What was built? So what did we build? We had infrastructure as code. We had Azure Kubernetes. We had Data Factory. We even had Synapse. We had SQL. We had dbt Mosaic. All these different cool stuff. Wow, that was fire. Yeah. So how did we approach it? Oh, the customer said we have to go with the lowest hanging fruit. So let's take the lowest impact use case. Okay, that does not sound like Schuberg. That does not sound mission critical. That sounds like, but hey ho. Okay, that's how we want to get started. So we did. We used that use case on our beautiful platform, this brand spanking mega thing ready to run the whole data warehouse. This one use case was like 2 users who logged in it daily to check their report, and it was like 1 file being passed into this gigantic data platform. So yeah, the result, we turned it on. Yeah, where's the business impact? Nada. Nothing. They were very unimpressed. It was like, okay, so what next? Well, before we got to the what next, Mr. and Mrs. Manager way up high were like, how much is that costing for that? Are you joking? They were like, no. That's not how we're going to go forward. We don't want to pay this money, not for this kind of use case. And you want to add more use cases. It's going to add more money. How is this going to work? This is not what we imagined. Yeah. The plug was pulled. They didn't want the data platform anymore. We made a big F up. And I was one of those. We had many sessions. We sat in a room. We designed it. We went through it. But yeah, the business was not on board. We just completely forgot about the people who used the data platform. But we had this beautiful data. It was the best. It was amazing. But yeah, it's not amazing if no one wants to use it. So they wanted to know why they were spending so much money. We tried to tell them, you had plans to move your data warehouse. We were thinking ahead. Yeah, they didn't see it that way. They just saw the bill, which it makes sense. Well, so with the business not being involved, they couldn't see our vision and we couldn't see theirs. We had this big misalignment. We completely lost track of where we should be heading. I don't know how much, I got loads of time. That's amazing. So we failed because of that. The tech was amazing, but if there's no real value coming from it, how can they justify the cost? It was a big, big learning curve for the whole of Kruge. We were only just starting to do data platforms, and if you don't know, Kruge is very infrastructure heavy. We now do software and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Yes, there's one over here. That's why I said that. Make him nice and happy. But we're very much known for our infrastructure. But we do a lot more than that now, and data is one of them, me being, hey, I'm a data guy, woo. But that's why it failed. It failed at the main point. We just had no business involvement. The use cases they wanted were not valuable, and to the person who uses that use case, if by any chance they're here, I am so sorry I just smashed your use case, but I know it's valuable to you. But yes, so, the lessons learned. That was me. I learned a big life lesson. We didn't get the end users involved. You can get a photo of that one. Yay! We should have got them involved from the beginning, understanding the real value that they wanted from the data platform. He really likes that one. Why? I don't know. We just got lost track of how we were building this thing. It was all about making it the most bulletproof thing we've seen, but it doesn't matter. With the tools you have nowadays, you can easily spin up something as small, which can scale. So we should have got the use cases really on board first, not focused on the tech. The tech was not a problem. I showed you the tech. There's loads. You've got loads of tools. You don't need to worry about the tech. That comes next. But this is a good one. It should exist for them, not just itself. For us, we felt amazing. We built this beautiful thing, but then it sucked. Then it didn't feel good. Once we realized, yeah, they didn't like it. So, one of the main questions you can even get starting for is to say, who's going to use it? What can they do tomorrow? How can we innovate it? How can we make more automated things? What can we do that is their grueling tasks? What are they, mainly, what are they doing in Excel? How can we automate that thing? Like, what is the automation? It's always on spreadsheets, man. But how can we get the value out of that? I'm never going to get anyone away from spreadsheets. It's always going to exist. But we can try and get some automation of flowing their stuff through into a nice, beautiful report in whatever platform you want. I got more lessons learned. Where I mentioned is the lowest hanging fruit. I will never do that again. I will always tackle the hardest use case, the most valuable one. Because once you move that, they see the most value in that data platform. They know, okay, we're not paying that much money, and look at the value they've done already. You're getting them something that they care about. And then your name starts flowing throughout the company. Then they're like, Kruge, did you know what they did? No, what happened was the opposite. Do you know how much more money we're paying for them? Yeah, geez, that's a hard one to get back. What else? Ooh, yeah. where it says start small, that does not mean use cases. It means start as infrastructure is small, or whatever tool you want in whatever platform. Don't build the most ginormous thing ready for everything. Anything nowadays can scale to whatever you want. You shouldn't just be building like we did. We did not need something like Synapse, which is ready for a terabyte, and we're putting 2 megs in it. It was crazy. But if you get them on your side, it will be like this image. They will be chanting for you. They'll be loving it. They'll be a part of it. You'll start getting people on board internally, and they'll start driving it as well as what you're trying to sell. They're selling itself. Then everyone else wants to get in that data platform and show me that cool stuff. So another one is we did not talk to the business at all. We built it. We're like, here we go, here it is. We didn't really get any regular feedback. So what we're building was totally not aligned with them. It made no sense whatsoever. So yeah, it speaks for itself. Build with them. You build trust, you build a relationship, and they start learning something, you're learning from them. You learn more about their business as well. Then you start to tap in what is the value of what they're doing. You start asking deeper questions. Where can you actually get the value? What are they not telling you, what they don't even know themselves? So that's pretty cool. Some big lessons learned coming all the way. Adoption. We're doing this, and this happens for many use cases. Even now, we're doing a tenant-to-tenant migration for infrastructure, nothing to do with the data platform yet. Well, they say that. We just didn't move the BI platform, but blah, blah, blah. You need to train them. If they're using the data platform, maybe it's new tools. You can't just hand it over and say, yeah, go fix, or go work on it. It's not going to work. You need to handhold sometimes and guide them through it, go through it with them. And yeah, the fun part of everything, yay, have some documentation. Not the fun part, of course, but you need it. They need something to fall back on, because if you just explain it to them, you could even record it, they can watch it. But if there's nothing that they can just go back and read, like if we did knowledge sharing sessions with a customer recently. We did 6 hours of knowledge sharing sessions to get them on board. Did they remember any of it? No. So I had to go through it and redo it all again, record it, get documents, and give it to them. So documentation is important, and be there for them. You'd have to continuously do ongoing support to really educate them, and also just keep getting, making sure they're getting the best value out of it. I need some water, but I did not prepare that, so I'm going to try and do it sneakily while I'm also getting my slide ready. Engage stakeholders up front. I think that's quite an obvious one now when you look back in hindsight. I'm multitasking like an absolute legend. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't see anything, but I needed that. Engage the stakeholders up front. Really, like I'll keep poking into your brains until you remember this, because I did not. I really, this just went straight over. It wasn't just my head. I think there was 15 of us involved in building this thing, and none of us even, it smacked us straight in the face too late. But if you really get them and understanding where their business is going, how they want to drive it, you get a lot more out of it. So then you can co-design with them. Make them feel part of it. Make them feel involved. Don't just be like, oh yeah, we're taking it, and now you're going to have no job because I've done everything for you. It's all automated. No, it doesn't work like that. You need them. They're the ones who know the business. I'm not going to take the business away from them. I'm just trying to help them and get them faster, doing things better. They have more time to do other things. I don't want that job, personally, to be honest. I'm quite happy with mine. I get to do fun shit like this. Do some high-impact use cases. Don't go for the low-hanging fruit. You are going to fail. If you do succeed, please tell me how. What is the magic sauce that you did? But if you really get the ones which really matter to them, it's going to make a huge difference. You're really going to show trust in so many different forms. It's not just showing, oh, yeah, look, it works. No. You've done so much more for them than you can even imagine, which is nice. And definitely iterate based on feedback, depending on whichever part. It could be the way you've set it up, how they're using it, whatever. And there's so many different parts which come to that. But if you're not talking to them, you're not going to know the feedback. If you build it, you deliver it, it's too late. You should be doing that along the way. They could be involved in the design sessions. Maybe they shouldn't make the design choices, but they could be there. And just so they see how you're building this and going about it to go through it. This one I said a lot recently, and I'm going through a scenario at the moment with a customer. I won't mention names, and I hope none of them are here, because they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But they really want to use Fabric. That's going to solve everything for them. That's what they keep saying. I believe them, not. The tool is the least important thing, but that's what they're focusing on, and I hate it because I know it's going to go wrong. You're looking at the wrong part. Like, why is it going to fix all your problems? What are you hoping for? Because it's supposed to be faster, is newer? Yeah, BS, absolute BS. If you can lift and shift whatever shitty SQL queries you have, run it there. Is it going to run faster? Maybe, but it still should. So the tool is not important. You need to you get the requirements, you figure it out, and you build it bit by bit. The tool comes after, but you really have to understand what you're building first, and you build around that. And I keep saying that to so many of the teams in Kruge as well, and we've really changed the way we design it. We never build this gigantic data platform anymore. They're all small. You just start small. It can be something simple as a container. I can run a data platform on my laptop. Jesus, I can do that. It's easy. And you can scale from there. Not that you should. Please don't. That's a single point of failure right there. But you get my drift. So I really wanted that for you guys to take away from my real F-up. It hurt. It really hurt. You thought you built something beautiful, and then to have it smashed back in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it, it's really not pleasant. So you may want to build the most coolest system you've ever seen. But is it fun if you've just built it and it just fails? That is not fun at all. I'm talking from experience. It sucked. So please let your failures be your best teacher. And my failure is one that you can really learn from. And I hope that you do. And the takeaways. Yeah, I've said this many times. If you don't, you're going to fall into the trap that we did. But in the state of today, it's nothing, and I really hope that you do notice that. There's nothing that you need to worry about when it comes to the tooling. It's all about how you're going to get this data in there, how you're going to use it, and why and how can you improve on what they're doing, not anything to do with the tools. And with the business users, they'll tell you exactly what they're doing. You'll understand more, and then you'll be able to get more value out of it. And then you'll start to do that. You'll build the trust. They'll realize you know what you're talking about. You're listening to them. If you're just going about one way and they're going the other, you're not listening. You're really not getting the value out of it that you should be. Measure and communicate value. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know how you can do that. I don't know why they're... Who prepared these slides? Yeah, you don't really need to actually measure it and communicate it, the value. They will see that themselves. I don't know how you'll measure the value. Yeah, if you really want to put it into your own data platform and do something like that. But just the value will be communicated if you do it right. That's the main point that I want to get from that, whoever designed this slide. And once again, don't go for the low-hanging fruit. It's also not nice. You want the one which is the most important to them. That's the one that's also going to drive you. For me, that's the coolest one. It's the most fun, because then they're also getting something from it. You've built something cool, they've got value from it. Whee! Everyone wins. And with that, I'm not just preaching, saying this is you're going to change your life. This happened. We did a refresh for a customer. We have to rebuild everything. This customer had been around with us for like 10 or so years, and when we did it, we succeeded, and we did this full migration of all their infrastructure. We moved 8 terabytes in a day, got them all running on a new data center and everything like that. They vouched for us so much. They had so much pride in saying, we worked with Schuberg Phyllis. Look what they did. They were like, yeah, we were part of that migration. That's cool. And that's where your name gets around, and that's how the data platform gets around and stuff like that. So I'm talking real from experience of a failure and a win. And I've been on both sides, and I definitely know which one I want to continue being on. Yeah, this is quite an obvious one, but I have to keep saying it. If you're not having regular sessions, so where we went wrong, we had our own regular sessions. We have a place called a mission control room. I love that place. It's full of whiteboards everywhere. You can design the shit out of everything. It's beautiful. But we did that, but on our own. Just a load of infra guys building a data platform, going through it, being brand spanking, but we should have had, that was totally the wrong way. If we had them in the room, we sat them down and just used all those whiteboards for all their business use cases and figuring out what they need, the data platform could have come way less. And we also would have designed it differently. Why were we designing something based on what was there and not where they actually want to go? We looked at their old legacy data warehouse on-prem and thought, OK, yeah, this looks good. We'll go with that. Not knowing any idea how they want to go forward. So, yes, that's your takeout. I'm a few minutes early, but I had a lot of fun. So I thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please, I forgot to, that's my QR code for my LinkedIn. So please follow me, make me famous, yay!